What's going on, guys? Welcome to Cruising with Kevin. Getting ready to head to the Hot Rod Garage Day in, it's in Famoso, California there. So doing some things here, you can see. Got a hood for my car here. We're trying to figure that out right now, so I'll show you what's going on. Okay guys, so I got my wife to run and pick up a hood. I wasn't there. I was in a rush to get it. And I've never seen this before, but the actual cowl isn't open. So the room that I needed it for, which is the alternator and the air cleaner, the alternator is hitting right here because it's the factory truck alternator. So we put some fire resistant coveralls, a window shade, and a piece of tin down. And we're gonna try plasma cut this thing. I just got like a eBay, or I guess it's an Amazon plasma cutter we've used a bit here. It works really good on light metal, and I just didn't want to mess around with the saw blade. So we're going to just try to cut this and try to keep it as smooth as possible here. This thing is like super heavy, but yeah, it's just like a 2-inch cowl. So we'll see if this works or not.
All right. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, that was...
I'm using the camera as a safety glasses.
All right, after some careful cutting and some scientific analysis, we've got the hood on here. So we're gonna have to figure out and make sure that the air cleaner doesn't hit, because it has a hole for the air cleaner that's like exactly the same size as the air cleaner, and it's not quite fitting. So, but it looks like it just got to move to the side. So I think we've pretty much got her here. So as long as this hood opens again, we should be good. All right, guys. I've had a crazy busy week. I think I put something like 3,000 miles already on in the last 4 days. So I got home at 6 this morning, slept for a little bit. When I was coming in last night, I was driving the truck there, and it started feeling like something's going wrong. I don't know, maybe a wheel bearing or something's happening. And it almost like locks up, and a couple times last night, it like, it's like grabs like super hard just out of nowhere. It'll be on the highway and boom, and then it's just like throws you hard to the right. So I can't drive that thing. Got to go to California today. I was not ready for this at all. So yeah, thought I'd have time to do a little bit of stuff to the car, which clearly I do not, because I have to be there tomorrow night. So that's 1,700 miles from here, something like that. So I decided I'm going to take the Dodge truck there. So that you guys have seen in other videos there. It's a 95 Dodge V10. Quickly hooked it up. I'm going to go load up my car here, and I guess take a chance that I don't have any trouble there. I kept having issues with the line blowing off the transmission there before, so I'll go try to load it up, chain down my car before it starts raining here, and then I'll probably make sure everything's okay with that, check the fluids. And I changed the oil first thing this morning, so just getting on the road right away here, hopefully. Alright guys, you can see behind me I got my Camaro loaded up and just got on the road finally. It took me like 4.5 hours by the time I grabbed some stuff and got ready. I don't drive this truck, like this is just my backup truck, so I had to move some tools and some basic stuff. I probably forgot things, I don't even know, but I grabbed some basic things anyways there. So yeah, the worst part is I don't have a camper on the back of this one, and I typically stay in the truck. I'm probably gonna just Guys, we're in Elk City, Oklahoma here. So it's been just pouring rain. The headlights suck in this truck. I just did a fuel mileage check there. I've been going about 75 to 80 and it did 7 miles per gallon, pretty much on the nose there. So not the greatest, but trying to make up time there. So far behind schedule here. I really should have been in Flagstaff by now. That's where my wife's at. So we're gonna try to make some miles here, but so far so good. So nothing too exciting here. I made it to Tucumari, New Mexico. I'm gonna probably drive a while longer yet. For sure get to the other side of Albuquerque, but a couple little tips here while you're traveling. If you get a Love's card, you get 10 cents off a gallon. It kind of annoys me there because if you use it like about 3 times in a day, roughly, probably like the 4th time, there's like there'll be a thing on the screen outside when you try to scan your card. It'll say group velocity exceeded, so you have to go in and pay, and then if you need an actual receipt for how much you've used, you're gonna have to go back in again because it won't print it off at the pump, and half the time their pumps are out of paper anyway. So right now Flying J, Pilot, all these guys are all connected. Flying J, Pilot, and there's like 3 of them connected together there. They have a 10 cents a gallon off right now. Normally they only have 5, but this month it's 10 cents, so it kind of bounces around here. So just a way to save some money. It adds up. Like most of the way I've been paying $2.30, $2.40 a gallon. It's going to get more expensive now. This is the last fill. I knew this is the cheapest place before we get into Albuquerque and west of there. You know, Arizona and California are going to be probably $50 to $1 or more a gallon. So just something to think about. But anyway, so far so good. I didn't check the fuel mileage this time. I checked it last time. The winds finally calmed down there. It was getting a little over 8 miles per gallon last time, so not too bad. Get back on the road here. I just hand calculated it again. This tank got 8.4 miles per gallon, so that's actually, I mean, this truck actually gets better fuel mileage than my other truck because of how it's kind of been running lately. So it'll be cheaper to drive this one and I can go a lot faster. So anyways, make some miles here. I'm getting tired now. It's like a major backup here. There was an accident there. It's a little ways back. You know when you turn your camera on now, the light automatically turns on. It's good sometimes, but yeah, major backup. I'm almost in Albuquerque, so getting late, but making miles here. Well, it's about 6:30 my time at home. It's actually snowing a little bit here. It's like how it's rough. Yeah, not too tired yet, so probably drive all the way through Flagstaff there and meet my wife, catch up with her. Won't have too far to drive tomorrow, so probably have a little snooze when I get there. We got a hotel there, so a little snooze and then get back on the road and get to Bakersfield. Alright guys, it is morning, 7 o'clock. I drove through the night here. Actually feel not too bad. The last half an hour I've been kind of getting a little drowsy, but probably go to the hotel and sleep a little bit. See everything's okay. It poured rain the bulk of the trip here, so yeah, it's like a pretty nice morning out here. Gotta love the open road. It'll be a nice day, it looks like, so actually going to get cold enough to have to wear it anywhere. I just threw it on last night. It was pretty cold actually. I mean, colder than I was expecting, coming from like 80 to being like, you know, 32. So I guess I'm gonna get through this. Looks like there's a little traffic jam up the road there, but I gotta stop and get some fuel, and then yeah, I guess keep on trucking. So a little surprising that they got snow here already, but I guess it is November now, so it is time change today also, so, or yesterday I guess it would have been, so I guess no, I think it's today. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I've been on the road so much. I guess it's today. So I'll get some gas and then we'll continue on our journey here. That was pretty cool. It's the first Saskatchewan vehicle I've seen in, I mean, forever, like years. So it was funny. He must have been going to somewhere down here for the winter or something, but he just had a little SUV and an older camper. I didn't see if he had a passenger. It happened so quick I didn't have a chance to get the camera out, but yeah, just like a little single axle older camper, and probably coming to chill down here for the winter for a nice cheap vacation, so that's cool. Yeah, it's crazy though. It's like fairly cool today, and I mean there's a fair bit of snow all the way from pretty much Flagstaff to like almost like, I don't know, I'm not quite there yet, but it looks like it's all the way to Havasu, so that's for this part of the country, and that's cool enough. So all right, make some more miles, guys. I'm glad I came through here when it's kind of cooler weather, because the AC in this thing isn't the best when it's like 110 degrees, but it's definitely a pretty drive through here if you just want to come for a cruise or whatever. It's I don't come out here very often. It's not really my cup of tea or whatever, but I have no reason to really be over here. But yeah, it's super pretty here, so check it out if you're out in this area sometime. Okay, so I'm stopped in Kingman, Arizona for gas. I'm going to stop one more time just before the border, because if you look at the border there, if you go on Gas Buddy, right at the border, it's like about $2.99 I think actually a gallon still, if you with the discount at Love's there. And right across the border, it's $8 a gallon. So I'm sure there's cheaper stuff when you get farther into California, but I want to make sure I'm full before I go in there. So probably have to fill up a few times between there and then getting to the track and back and everything. So get as much fuel in here before I go up there. So this time I was going probably the fastest I've driven in for as long as I can remember, about 85, as fast as 90 in Mexico, of course. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm curious how much worse it got on fuel here. It's pretty windy today, like where it was a headwind the whole way and rolling through the mountains like that. So, but it seemed like if I just kept up my momentum, it was easier than screwing around and like losing speed and everything like that. So I just kept momentum going, and I want to get there and get relaxed, because I only got 3 hours sleep like every day for the last week, or if that even. So gonna check what it did for fuel mileage, and then we'll get back on the road. This is crazy. So you can see I went 134 miles divided by 15.08, wherever it is on here. Oh, right there. 15.08. It's like 8.8 miles per gallon it is. That's like the best it's done this entire trip, and I was going the fastest I did this entire trip, so I'm not sure what to make of that. Anyways, why I'm driving this truck, I don't know if I really got into that, but I ended up, I was coming home the other night, super late, and I was tired, and I've been driving a whole bunch this week. I was super tired, and I thought I've been noticing this a little bit recently, and sometimes I think it was just in my head, but so you'll just be like cruising along, and this was started getting more noticeable the other night there, and it was just like, holy cow, this sun's bright. Wow. Just like incredibly like out of nowhere, and you'll kind of hear it a little bit. It'll make like a little, almost like grinding noise, and then it would just like hard right, like almost like, you know, if you had like one brake caliper there one brake that was working when you hit the brakes, and it kind of did that, except I wasn't hitting the brakes. I was just had to cruise on or whatever going along. So, and then I noticed it like once or twice there, and then it started getting worse as I was going. So then the other morning I was getting ready to leave there, and I was debating on taking it. So I unhooked it from the trailer, and I just drove forward and backwards a little bit. And when I was going backwards, you're just like rolling maybe like 5 mile an hour backwards. And then just out of nowhere, it was just like you hit the brakes almost. So I don't know if there's like a wheel bearing piling up and it's just starting to get to like a certain spot. So like when it would do that, when I drive forward, it was almost like it would sort of release just about. So something's obviously going on with that. And, I just decided I didn't want to get stranded in the middle of nowhere, especially when I've got to be on an, I've got a schedule here, right? So I've got a conference to go to this week and some things like that. So I couldn't be late for that. So I wanted to make sure I got here in time. This truck's been actually pretty reliable other than that, that transmission line issue. And I put the strap on it and it never really had that issue again. So I don't know what happened there. They tried putting two different fittings in the transmission that were new apparently, and it still kept doing it. So unless the actual line is just a little worn or something, I thought maybe it was like excessive pressure, but obviously not. So I mean, I've just driven it all the way across the country here, no problem at all. So Gunner, if you're watching this, that's why that's on there. I actually were thinking of going to Las Vegas on the way back, so that would be kind of fun. I don't have a bunch of free time, like, to be honest. I mean, we're just kind of trying to keep up with our business and everything there. And I mean, it's like, can't let yourself get behind. I mean, the economy is a bloodbath right now. So, before I could take 2 or 3 weeks off and it was no big deal. Now it's like, you can't miss that time because it's just the market is just not the same market it was. So definitely have to be working more, things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I guess I could take time off, but then it suffers somewhere else, right? So I don't want to have to like not continue on with my house renos or continue on with my car channel or whatever, right? All that stuff costs me money. That's why I make these videos. So hoping I can get to a point where I can get myself a shop built here. And if I would have been home last week, there was a 30 by 30 quant set there somebody was selling for $2,500, which is like, wasn't exactly how big I would like, but I mean, for $2,500, pour concrete, put some end walls up, and you'd have yourself a shop. I mean, you can put 3 vehicles in there pretty easily, so kind of regret that. It looks like it might have sold already. I know there is a bunch of 30 by 40s around too, so I'm going to go look into those maybe, but I try to keep these videos a little bit shorter. Sometimes I get yakking like this or whatever, but I do try to keep them a little bit shorter because I know that keeps people more interested and whatever, so appreciate you guys all following along. It really, really does help me, and I really do appreciate it. So thanks for everybody that's been kind of watching and commenting and subscribed and everything like that. I really appreciate it. Like I said, getting close to 1,000 here. So, but yeah, so man, it's cool here today though. Like, I mean, it's barely above freezing here, which is for Arizona in beginning of November. That seems cool enough to me, but it is what it is. This looks like a nuclear place. That's weird. Maybe not. It's strange. It's like got like stacks like there's like, let's see if I can show you this. Back there. You can see it over my shoulder there at the back window. It's like 8 stacks there for something or another. I'm not exactly sure what that's for. Well, I decided it was going to be a good idea because for some reason these cups from Pilot like leak like crazy and this truck shakes so bad. So I tried pouring it out into the McDonald's cup, but these highways in California are like probably some of the worst highways I've driven on anywhere in the country. Like, I mean, I literally you can see I can't even hang on to the camera. It might look smooth in the video, but it's like just rough. Also, they got the whole, if you're towing a trailer, you're supposed to go 55 mile an hour thing. Like, grow up. Not sure if you can see that, but $2.89 a gallon gas, that's just across the border here. So it's actually on the California side. After this, I took some pictures there. The next gas stations are like $8.50 a gallon. and I just paid like, well, you can see this is $2.89. That's about what I paid right across the border in Arizona. And to be totally honest, I would consider Arizona one of the most expensive places to get fuel from. So you can see the left side there, it's already regular is $5.49, $6.29, $5.99. So I'm not exactly sure where the cheap gas is at. I'm gonna have to go see, I guess. So I'm in Needles, California here, going to check out this cheap gas station here. So I'll show you when I get there, but give these guys some support because they're probably the cheapest gas in the whole California. All right, guys, I found a car wash to go get everything rinsed off here. It's so windy, it's drying super quick here, so gotta get rolling. So you guys can see there, it's called Thalipo. $2.89 a gallon. Lots of people here get fueling up or whatever, so give them some support. I will say it's a pretty nice drive coming in here. Just kind of headed west of Needles there. Well, the weather's finally warming up. We're getting back into about the 60s here, so it's better than, 30s. So that's a start. Nice evening we're rolling into here though, but yeah, it's pretty out here. It's super windy though. All right, last leg of the journey here. So I stopped and washed the car, and there it must have got like under by the hood or something when I foam brushed it, and it must have blown back all over the car, and it like left like really bad staining. So I'll probably have to rinse that off again at some point. Good enough for now. Yeah, I calculated this tank. This is the worst tank so far. It was like 6.1 miles per gallon, but I was also flying. So, and yeah, I don't know how people afford to live here. This is ridiculous. I can't remember the last time I was anywhere near $100 for a tank of fuel. I only put 29 gallons in. It's a 35-gallon tank, and it was $120, and that's like the cheapest around. Most of them are about $2 to $3 a gallon more than that at least. So, pretty wild. All right, guys, we made it in last night. Just gonna go rinse off the car again. I guess all the foam from the foam brush sprayed up all over the car, so it's covered in just like whatever's stained from it. So I fired it up there just to make sure it started, because of all the rain we went through there. I was worried that maybe it got the MSD box wet or something, so just double check there in case I had to order parts or something stupid. So I'm gonna go wash it again, and then I'm gonna head to where I'm parking for a bit here. Okay, I guess when I foam brushed it, you could see it like got all over the car here. So, I have to put a little air in those tires apparently. I'm just gonna give it a quick rinse off here. Looks like it's kind of covered. I washed the back window and the side windows last night, but it's pretty dirty. So guys, I'm parking my truck and trailer at Orange Grove RV Park, just east of Bakersfield. They're really nice here. Actually, I told them what I was doing and all that kind of stuff, and they're totally fine with it. So I'm just gonna leave it here for the week so I don't have to deal with any problems, and yeah, should be good to go. It's actually a nice little RV park here. Alright guys, we made it to Famoso Dragstrip here. We're doing tech inspection, so as long as we get through that, we'll get to racing. I'm not sure how it's all structured here. It looks like they have a cage class and a non-cage class, so we're gonna see what that's all about. We'll ask them the rules and everything, and then once we're done that, then we'll hopefully get to racing. Okay guys, so we're making our first pass pretty quick here. Just getting in line, waiting to get through. So we went through tech and all that stuff already. It looks like we got to win every round here to keep going, and I think what it looks like is whoever wins the actual finals gets to go race with the HRG guys there. So I'm not sure if they'll race other people too, but we'll see how that goes. So hopefully I can actually make some decent passes in this class, and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so I ran that last pass there. I didn't know what it was going to do. The first pass, it ran a 12.2. I knew there was more in it because it stumbled. It melted the wire for the alternator and it stumbled about 5,000 RPM at second. So I let off and then I shifted it and I got back in it. And so I ran a 12.2 that pass. The pass after that, the headers are getting the shifter cable hot again and it slipped the cable a little bit. So then I started in second gear. Didn't realize it until I was actually pretty much at the burnout box there. So I did that and then came back and adjusted the shifter cable there. Got that working. Just made another pass. I thought it was going to go a little quicker because I hadn't had a chance to figure it out yet. And it went 12.2 on my 11.8 dial-in, and the guy beside me went 13.9 on his 13.8 dial-in. So he won. I'm out of that deal, but they have test and tune here, so I'm going to try to play around with the MSD box here a little bit, see if I can check the timing. It was kind of dieseling a little bit. I think it's actually running rich, but I'm going to just see where I left the timing at because I can't fully remember. So I'll check that and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, I noticed after that last pass that I made there that my alternator stopped charging for some reason. I don't know exactly why, so I'm just gonna let it charge for a little bit here. I won first round. Let's go look here. I'll show you the time slip. It went 101 reaction time, 180 60 foot, which is pretty good. That's one of the fastest times this car's ever done. 799 to the 8th, which is the fastest again this car's ever done, and a 1228 at 114 mile an hour, same thing, the fastest it's ever done. And I didn't really stall up the converter or anything. I was kind of daydreaming and I rode through the beams. I actually didn't realize how close the beams were, and I had a pretty good burnout. The brakes in this car kind of suck, so I kind of rolled through and then I had to back up, so that was kind of awkward, but stuff happens. So anyways, I'm gonna let it charge up for a little bit off the Dodge here. I wish I would have brought a generator. I almost did, but I always have it in my other truck and a battery charger, so I could have just been doing it as I was going. But now it's got an electric fuel pump that takes quite a bit of power and all that stuff too, so I'm gonna have to just kind of probably push it through the lanes here, I guess. Hopefully I didn't wreck too much of this when it shorted out. I hope it didn't like blow a fuse or something that I have to deal with that I don't know where to fix it from. Can you find me in my car black tape? Actually, is there?
In this car?
Oh, yeah, I'll find it. everybody thought my Mariette fix was stupid, but look, he got me out of a bind here. I only had 2 here, and that's what basically kept me going here today. So I don't have any black tape or anything. Good thing I brought wire along. So I'm gonna get back to the lanes because I won first round. R gauge working. That's the biggest thing, and I need the exhaust on it to do that. So once I get that figured out and working, then I'll know exactly where everything stands. So I did turn it on, but yeah, it's just not, it doesn't read without that extra piece of pipe behind the O2 sensor because it's running open headers. So gonna give her a go again. And I put it on the truck HO tune just for the heck of it. I just wanted to see what it would do because that's what I started it with originally when I first got this combo going. So I was just curious how it compares. It rolls the timing into about 30 degrees and then pulls it back to about 28. So we'll see what happens there. All right, guys, I ran another personal best. I put a little timing into it, not much, just a little bit there. It's pretty consistent here. It ran a 12,199, so like just about a 12.2, not quite. 115.6, so picked up the mile an hour there, just about a full mile an hour. 182 to the 60 foot, which it felt pretty good. And 793 to the 8th mile, so yeah, picked up all across the board there. Pretty happy with how it's going so far. I know there's lots in it. I'm pretty certain it's running really rich right now. I don't remember whatever jets I put in it there. I think it was either 74s or 76s. So yeah, gonna go probably just make another couple fun passes and play around a little bit. All right, guys, I ended up running a 1226 at 115, so the best mile an hour that I've seen at the track yet, and still lots of room for improvement here. I banged off the rev limiter there, but yeah, better. There's still, so it picked up actually on the 60 foot a little bit. I still am not stalling it up very much. I went to, I think, to about maybe 1700 that time. I usually on the street I can go to 2500, so they got testing to now, so I'm probably gonna mess with the timing a little bit and then go give her another go here.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? I'm Kevin with Cruising with Kevin YouTube channel. Out here today at the Famoso Dragway in Bakersfield, California. Drove all the way from Oklahoma. I'm actually Canadian, grew up in Saskatchewan, lived in Alberta the last few years before I moved to Oklahoma. Just brought my car out here, threw it together. It's a 1985 Camaro that actually came from Saskatchewan. I drove it all the way from Saskatchewan down to Oklahoma there.
The car's from Saskatchewan. You know, you can tell the car's from Saskatchewan. It's got Saskatchewan 2x4.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no trees there, but it's Saskatchewan 2x4.
Yeah, you got to have it so it twists the hood just the right amount there. You don't want to have anything. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, put it together for this race, and I actually put it together for duct tape drags about a month ago, and basically raced it once, and then ended up just kind of slapping it together, some of the broken parts here.
You got the Moretz on there?
Yes, it is. See? There's nothing wrong with that.
See that? He's got some
That
Moretz
fixed
there.
me today. That actually, I was broken here earlier today, and that actually hung me out to dry.
Moretz?
So,
He
yep.
got some Moretz. He's
Look, it's all my house
he's from
wiring.
Saskatchewan. He's a cow farmer, electrician, car builder.
I work like you.
Yes.
See?
My cousin.
Yeah, that's right. From cousin from another mother.
Cousin from another Canadian.
Yeah.
Hit me with your where can everyone catch your stuff?
So it's CruisinWithKevin on Instagram. That's where I spend most of my time there. So check that out. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, don't forget to go to Wallman Garage and subscribe and leave a comment.
I did. I'm on there all the time. I usually have something sarcastic to say.
That's good. Keep it up. I like that. Working our engagement, that means too.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody share each other around. Go to Mike's channel. Check it out too.
No,
That's
don't
awesome.
go to Mike's channel. Don't go to Mike's channel. Well, this is Mike's channel. He's not giving me your phone. This is Mike's channel. Yes.
Oh.
Mike's channel. Wallman Garage. My channel. Wallman Garage. I've stolen Mike's phone and I'm recording. My bad. You've got too many followers. I need more. Some of you guys, come off of there. Wallman Garage. Follow. I got better stuff.
All right. Yeah, thank you. So just walking through the pits and kind of showing you guys. There's a lot of different cars here, a lot of different eras. It's actually a pretty cool little event here again. Same kind of people, really nice people, respectful, everything like that. So this is like a cool place to come, and if you guys want to do a little racing or whatever, meet some of the guys, you can go get some autographs or whatever. So yeah, overall looks like a pretty well put together event. All right, guys, so just finished up the race here. I was hoping to go a little farther in the rounds, but when the car's not being consistent like that and you're having issues, it's pretty difficult to make some rounds. I was pretty happy with the way the car ran for really just not being tuned or anything done to it. I mean, literally just threw that carb on it, got the transmission cable fixed here again for the second time today, so got that working. I mean, it's running 12.2. It actually ran a 12.1 at like 115.6 was the best pass that it made there. So for honestly just a car coming out and being completely untuned, I'm pretty happy with that. So I think in the future we got some work to do here. I think this thing can pick up close to a second in the quarter mile here yet, but there's definitely some things that need to be addressed to do that. Overall, I'm still happy with how it ran. I'm going to probably have to put some exhaust and some other things on it in the future, but for now I'm going to go watch some of these guys. Like I said, if we ended up meeting Rust Valley Restorers guys out here, I think Mike Hall is still here. Might go sit with him, and if he's still hanging out there, and just BS a little bit, and yeah, just kind of do a little socializing and see what people are up to. I like to watch some racing while we're out here too, so that's the plan. So we're going to go check that out now. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Cruising with Kevin. Make sure you like, subscribe, share me around on social media. Check me out and check out the Rust Brothers page there. Was kind of had a little post on theirs, and they shared one of my snippets around there. So kind of met those guys out here. That was really cool. But yeah, we're kind of done for the day. There's not too much else going on, and honestly, we had a really long week, so we're kind of worn out and ready to head out of here. So we're loaded up and just kind of head back to the hotel and chill for the night, and then we're probably off to Vegas. So that's the plan. Thanks for watching, guys.